the king of the planets, Jupiter. Get ready to blast off on an adventure to the biggest, boldest, and most amazing planet in our solar system, Jupiter. This gigantic world is like nothing you've ever seen, with swirling storms, colorful stripes, and more moons than you can count. So buckle up your space helmet and prepare for a wild ride through the wonders of Jupiter. Meet Jupiter, the solar system's superstar. Jupiter is the fifth planet from the Sun, and by far the largest planet in our solar system. In fact, it's so big that all the other planets could fit inside it, with plenty of room to spare. It's like the king of the planets, ruling over its smaller neighbors with its massive size and powerful gravity. Imagine a giant ball of gas, mostly hydrogen and helium, swirling and swirling with no solid ground to stand on. That's what Jupiter is like. It's a gas giant, which means it's not rocky like Earth or Mars. Instead, it's like a giant balloon filled with gas, but way bigger and way more exciting. Jupiter's rings, a hidden surprise. You might be surprised to learn that Jupiter has rings, just like Saturn. But unlike Saturn's bright, icy rings, Jupiter's are thin and dusty. They're made of tiny particles that are constantly being replenished by dust from Jupiter's moons. These rings are so faint that they weren't discovered until 1979, when the Voyager 1 spacecraft flew past Jupiter and took pictures of them. Jupiter's atmosphere, a wild and wacky place. Jupiter's atmosphere is a wild and wacky place, filled with swirling clouds, giant storms, and intense winds. The atmosphere is mostly made up of hydrogen and helium, with smaller amounts of other gases like methane, ammonia, and water vapor. The different gases in Jupiter's atmosphere create the colorful bands we see. The lighter bands are made of ammonia ice, while the darker bands are made of other compounds. The swirling patterns are caused by the planet's fast rotation and powerful winds. The Great Red Spot, a stormy celebrity. You can't talk about Jupiter's atmosphere without mentioning the Great Red Spot. It's a massive storm, bigger than Earth, that's been swirling for centuries. It's a bit like a hurricane, but it's much bigger and lasts much longer. Scientists think it's been raging for over 300 years. The Great Red Spot is constantly changing shape and size, but it's always a sight to behold. Its bright red color comes from the swirling clouds of ammonia and other chemicals high in the atmosphere. And if you could listen closely, you might even hear the rumble of thunder from the lightning storms that rage within it. Scientists are still trying to understand all the mysteries of Jupiter's atmosphere. They're studying how the different gases interact, how the winds blow, and why the storms form. It's like a giant weather experiment, and it's teaching us a lot about how weather works on other planets. Jupiter's magnetosphere, a giant magnetic shield. Imagine a planet with a magnetic field so strong that it could stretch from Earth to the Moon. That's Jupiter's magnetosphere, the most powerful magnetic field in our solar system. What's a magnetosphere? It's like a protective bubble around a planet, created by its spinning molten core. Jupiter's core is like a giant dynamo, generating a massive magnetic field that stretches far into space. This magnetic field helps protect Jupiter from harmful particles from the sun called the solar wind. Jupiter's aurora, the biggest light show in the solar system, just like Earth has the northern and southern lights. Jupiter has auroras too, but Jupiter's auroras are much bigger and brighter than anything we see on Earth. They're created when charged particles from the sun interact with Jupiter's magnetic field, creating dazzling displays of light in the planet's polar regions. Imagine giant curtains of light dancing across the sky, glowing in shades of red, green, and blue. That's what Jupiter's auroras look like. They're a breathtaking sight that reveals the power and beauty of Jupiter's magnetic field. Jupiter's moons, a fascinating family. Jupiter isn't just a planet, it's a whole system with a huge family of moons. In fact, scientists have discovered more than 90 moons orbiting Jupiter, and they think there might be even more. These moons come in all shapes and sizes, and each one is unique and interesting. Let's take a closer look at some of Jupiter's most famous moons. Io, the volcanic moon. Io is the most volcanically active body in our solar system. It's covered in hundreds of volcanoes that spew lava and sulfur dioxide gas, creating a dramatic and ever-changing landscape. Europa, the icy ocean moon. Europa is an icy world with a hidden secret. Scientists believe it has a vast ocean of liquid water beneath its frozen surface, and where there's water, there could be life. Europa is one of the most promising places to search for life beyond Earth. Ganymede, the giant moon. Ganymede is the largest moon in the solar system, even bigger than the planet Mercury. It has its own magnetic field, a thin atmosphere, and possibly a saltwater ocean beneath its icy surface. Ganymede is a fascinating world with a lot to explore. Callisto, the cratered moon. Callisto is the most heavily cratered object in our solar system. Its surface is covered in scars from countless impacts, providing a record of the early solar system. Callisto is also thought to have an underground ocean, making it another potential place to search for life. Exploring Jupiter, missions and discoveries. Throughout history, humans have been fascinated by Jupiter. But it wasn't until the age of space exploration that we were able to get up close and personal with this giant planet. Here are some of the most important missions to Jupiter. Pioneer 10 and 11. These spacecraft were the first to fly past Jupiter in the early 1970s. They took the first close-up pictures of the planet and its moons, revealing details that we had never seen before. Voyager 1 and 2. These spacecraft made even closer flybys of Jupiter in 1979, taking even more detailed pictures and discovering new moons and rings. Galileo. This spacecraft was the first to orbit Jupiter, studying the planet and its moons for nearly 8 years. Galileo discovered that Europa likely has a salty ocean beneath its icy shell, making it a prime target in the search for life beyond Earth. Juno. This spacecraft is currently orbiting Jupiter and studying its atmosphere and magnetic field in unprecedented detail. Juno is helping us understand what's happening deep inside Jupiter and how this giant planet formed. JUICE, Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer. This upcoming ESA, European Space Agency mission, will explore 3 of Jupiter's icy moons, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. JUICE will study the moon's potential to support life and help us understand how habitable worlds form in the outer solar system. The future of Jupiter exploration. Scientists are still eager to learn more about Jupiter and its moons. Future missions will focus on Europa Clipper. This NASA mission will orbit Jupiter and make multiple close flybys of Europa to investigate its potential for life. Dragonfly. This NASA mission will send a drone-like lander to Titan, Saturn's largest moon, which is thought to have conditions similar to those on early Earth. Human missions. While sending humans to Jupiter is a long-term goal, it's not impossible. Someday we might even have colonies on Jupiter's moons using their resources and exploring their mysteries. Jupiter's role in the solar system. Jupiter is not just a beautiful sight, it plays a crucial role in our solar system. Its immense gravity helps protect the inner planets like Earth from asteroids and comets. Jupiter's gravity also helps keep the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter in check, preventing those space rocks from flying towards Earth. Jupiter, a guardian and a mystery. Jupiter is a planet of extremes, with a turbulent atmosphere, a powerful magnetic field, and a diverse collection of moons. It's a giant protector of our solar system and a fascinating place to study. As scientists continue to explore Jupiter, we can expect to learn even more about this amazing planet. We might discover new moons, uncover the secrets of its swirling storms, or even find evidence of life in the oceans of its icy moons. So the next time you look up at the night sky and see a bright shining star, remember that it might not be a star at all, but the mighty Jupiter, the king of the planets, shining down on us from afar. Please like, share and comment the video, and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.